Hey all, and in this video I'm going to be showing you what my ITG or Stepmania setup looks like. So let's have a quick look around. This is actually a conservatory. You can see here the conservatory roof. Also have the big curtains. So this is running Simply Love on OpenITG right now. Here's the computer itself. It's backwards because the front USB ports no longer work on the PC. It is quite an old PC. Maybe not the best thing to be using, but I don't really want to get a new PC yet. Then a relatively big screen. The pads themselves, that's what they look like. There we go, you can see there's no inside brackets on the pads. That makes it a lot easier to play. Step across carefully. So here we have a towel modded bar. Lots of towels on that. Probably can't see, but there's at least 5 or 6 towels there. Carefully step across. There's a big fan here. That's very useful while playing. We also have a nice sofa. Then if we go to the back, well, basically we have a bunch of random junk, but this used to be a proper cab. So these are all the parts from the cab, or some of the parts anyway. This is where I normally put the camera when recording. You can see you get a relatively decent camera shot from here. You get both the pads and the screen. There's some weights on the floor as well. Not really any purpose for ITG, but they're there anyway. So that's what my setup looks like. Now I'm going to show you what the pads look like in more detail. Alright, so here is the up arrow. I'm going to open it up quickly. You can see underneath here we have a bit of modding on the inside and some modding on the outside. If we take all that off, you will see there is a sensor underneath all of that. That's been bumped up as well. Be careful not to knock the screw, which I just did. You can see there's, get a close look at that, the stuff underneath the sensor to bump it up. All of this is basically just to balance the sensor, or balance the pad so it's equal. Otherwise it would be quite a way up on the inside, making it quite awkward to play, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's what I've done with the pads. Let's put that sort of back together. Well, I can go in there, there we go. Then grab the arrow, put it back on. Then it's just the outside brackets that go on. But that's what the pads look like. Let's have a look at the actual OpenITG setup now. Alright, and here's the OpenITG setup. This is basically just standard Simply Love on OpenITG. I do use that slight judge add. I think it's 0.0015 or something like that. But that's the only thing about this setup that might be different to a few setups. Now, one of the first things I would like to show you is a Marathons pack I'm currently working on. I sometimes play these. The idea behind these is they're meant to progress in difficulty. It's something I've been working on anyway. They slowly progress in speed and difficulty as they get harder. I may publicly release this at some point. Feel free to let me know if you're interested in something like this. It only goes up to level 13 so far, but they will go higher as I sort of make more of them. That's what I've done to start with anyway. They go up to level 17, around the 200 beats per minute, 13 level. So there we go. And then for the actual setup itself, I'll go on to the songs. There's quite a lot of stuff on here. I could probably add more stuff though as well. There's a bunch of stuff for those stamina courses you just saw. Various packs on here as well. There's some really old packs as well, like the Chaos packs. Yeah, the Cosmic packs as well, they're really old. The DDR pack consists of just 4 songs. I don't have DDR on this setup. Dragon Force pack, that's quite a good old pack. Lots of cool stuff in there, some of the ECS stuff as well. This is mainly just stamina focused songs or FA songs. I don't have too much technical stuff on here. I do have the In the Groove officials though, as you can see. There we go, more stuff for the stamina courses. A pack that I started, there's not many songs in there though. Well, 4 songs. I would like to make that into a full pack at some point, maybe with 20 songs or so, but currently it's just, well, very small. I'm not going to release it like that. Some Sharpnel streams there, that's quite good. Lots of good stuff in there. The Tachyon packs, mainly too hard for me, but there is some easier stuff in there. The Valex packs have a few technical charts in them, probably about the limits, and there we go, that's what's on the setup anyway. Quite a few songs, and I will continue working on those stamina courses, so as I said earlier, if you're interested in something like that, feel free to let me know in the comments. So finally I will quickly go into the options as well. Just going to go onto the test input. And if I go over to the pads, I hardly have to touch them in order to make them work. Just do this carefully so I don't knock the camera. I'm touching the very inside of the up arrow there. And as you can see, it's activating it perfectly. Same with the left and right, I hardly even have to touch the arrows to make them active. Well, apart from the down arrow, it's a bit harder to activate. You have to press that a bit harder, that needs a bit more modding I think. You can see on the screen as well, iPack 2, that's what this setup uses. Yeah, the pads are pretty sensitive despite the weird modding that's in them. So I'm pretty happy with that in all fairness. I'll go back out of this. Let's go across. There we go. Get out of this. Don't think there's too much else of interest here though. I only really use the Simply Love theme, even though I did used to use ITG 3. So now I'm going to give a song a go on these pads. I'm going to try and pass a level 15. Level 15 is about the limit of what I can do nowadays, but bear in mind I am 36 years old, so yeah, maybe a bit past it, but anyway, here we go. Right, tell me why using 620 BPM, 3.1x speed. Here we go. See if I can pass this. Wow, that was hard. There we go. It gives an idea of what I can do. Wow. Let my heart rate go down a bit. I'll bring the camera in. Maybe not my best score, but not bad. Right, here we go. $97.78, level 15, 200 BPM. Alright, I think it's time to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching. Now, for those wondering, the pads were from an old Extreme cabinet. The cabinet stopped working, so we rewired the pads to work via USB. The pads are pretty good. It's a shame the cabinet stopped working though. I kept a lot of the parts, like the banner for example, and you saw some of the other parts in the earlier part of this video in the corner of the room. So I have included a playlist on the screen if you want to check out some of my older ITG videos. There are some really good passes in there, so worth checking out if you have a bit of spare time. You can also subscribe if you want. That's on the screen. And thanks for watching.